Venku is the #1 platform to book hunting trips online. Search and compare over 3,000 guided and self-guided hunts available across the United States. From pristine ranches out west for elk to fast-paced Texas hog hunts and swampy Louisiana gator camp, you can book it online at venku.com. If you're an outfitter who spends all your time in the field, Venku takes the headache out of keeping up with the business side of your operation. Venku handles payment processing, waivers, bookings, and simplifies communication with clients. Get started for free at venku.com. You are listening to Off the X Podcast with your hosts, Forrest Carvajal, Tyler Wells, Barrett Moon, and Matt Covington. Brought to you by Venku, Adventure Awaits. Pattern Pros, where simplicity meets results. Hunt Proof, the premier waterfowl mobile app. Migra, custom waterfowl ammunition. Rixie Outdoors. Wellens Land, Arkansas's leading real estate and development group. And Pond Creek Duck Calls. Call with confidence.
And are we live? Does it work? I don't know if it works. I hope we're live. Off the X.
Yep.
Super late.
Says we're live.
All right. Hot dog. Matt, you got to get over here, dude. You're the one with all the stories. You have all the stories, and we're definitely going to be talking these changing conditions. I don't know where we want to go first. Do we want to talk about everything that you've been up to, or do we want to talk about all the glorious liquid gold that's flowed across the landscape lately?
We can start wherever you want to.
I don't know. I haven't heard about these deeras of yours, so I kind of want to start there.
Yeah.
Even though it's a waterfowl podcast, you sent a video with this little bitty basket rack buck, and then this other one that was just a little bit bigger. You wanna expand on that any?
We can. Do we want to do any type of intro, or we just want to jump right into it?
Apparently, we're going.
I guess we're going. I don't know how to. We can't go back. It's live.
That's true.
Is anybody even watching? Because I can't see.
Yeah, there are a few people, 5, 7 others. Let's
All
go.
right. I want to hear some names. I want to hear who's listening.
Well, I just logged in, so I'm watching. I'm listening. Luke Montgomery.
How's it going? How's it going? They've been to North Dakota, so
There's
Clay Morgan.
Clay. What's
Clay
up,
Morgan.
bud?
He's been killing specs. I know that.
Yeah, Voodoo was picking them up. And putting
Yeah, he
them back.
was. Have you seen Voodoo in person?
No.
That's got to be the biggest boykin out there. That dog's like 70 pounds. He's like a bear, man.
haven't seen him.
He's a big dog. He's a big dog.
Before we get into it, how's everybody doing? What you been up to?
I have, making duck calls, won a contest,
Champ is here.
Oh,
qualified for
that's right, he
Worlds,
is.
and rocking on to the next thing. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
I've been on Onyx a lot.
Have you?
Yes. The more rain that we get, the more I'm on the Onyx app right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at everywhere I want to go.
You have it all marked to know which water level you need to be where?
No, I wish I had been around these places enough to know, like, okay, when it hits this number, I need to be here. I haven't been around East Arkansas long enough to know those numbers yet.
Right.
I know a couple, but that's it.
Well, you're sniffing. I've heard it a couple times. I am popping cough drops like they're going out of style.
He even handed me some.
I did. So before we even start, I apologize. I am coming down off of, I'm just going to call it a cold because I don't know what else it was, but it's been several days. So my voice already cracks a ton on all of these podcasts. So this may set the world record for voice cracks for me tonight.
Every time
especially.
his voice cracks, take a shot.
There you go.
That's what we're doing.
We won't have anybody sober by the end of this podcast. I promise you that.
They
It's
make it
Friday
real
night,
chatty.
right?
Yeah. Friday.
If anybody has any questions or any topics of discussion, please let us know. I can't see them or read them, but hopefully one of these two can see them or read them.
Clay
But
said congrats on your win.
who did?
Clay.
Oh, spank you, sweetie. I appreciate that.
Yep. So before we get into these deer, if I can get this cough drop unraveled, I'm going to put a cough drop in real quick. So
How long ago was it that you killed these deer?
that was October the 15th.
So,
It
yeah.
was. So that was the day that we
3
had
weeks.
the first real cold front come through the state. And if you remember, it was blowing wind like crazy. Like, I was up in the stand contemplating getting down. It was blowing so hard.
What kind of stand? Were you in a saddle or?
I was in a lock-on.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, this is stupid. I'm grabbing onto the tree. Like, if the tree falls, me holding on is going to do anything to it. I'm strapped to the tree with the safety belt, so I'm going down if the tree goes down. I was completely safe, but you just get a couple of those wind gusts, and I texted Tyler. I'm like, I might go home, which Tyler did go home. I thought he was going to hunt with me that afternoon.
Had to work and then had to get home.
Yeah, so once the wind died down, the deer turned on. It was crazy. Everywhere you looked.
Was it like a switch?
Yeah, it was instantly. Deer
That's
running
cool.
through the woods, running underneath my stand, and about 30 minutes before dark, I looked over to my right. All the does in front of me scattered, and here comes this 8-point. And I knew which deer it was. I haven't had pictures of him. And there's one. Take a shot.
I got my water. I'm taking shots of water.
Yeah.
That's going to help. It's going to help my cough.
It'll help yours. It won't help mine. I can take a drink here in a second.
I'm not even putting the lid on there.
Yeah, great idea.
We're going to stop midway at halftime.
So I looked up in this 8-point that I've seen on camera several weeks ago. Haven't seen him in a while. He had a split brow tine on his right side. I knew what deer he was, and he looked way better in person than he did on the trail cameras. So he walks in, he stands broadside, and I shoot him, watch him go down. Super excited. Call my wife, call my dad, call Tyler, texting him. Can't get a hold of anybody because I barely have any service. I'm like, I just want to talk to somebody. So I finally got a hold of a couple people, sent Tyler a text. And at that point, I had about 10 minutes of legal shooting light left. And I'm like, well, there are a ton of hogs in this area. I don't want to get down. It's not like I have to track this deer. I see him laying right here. He went down 50 yards from where I shot him. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to be patient, see what happens. I hear some deer walking behind me, identify them as does, and I'm like, okay. Waiting on the hogs. I turn around, and there is another buck. I have no idea where he came from, standing 20 yards in front of me, basically in the same spot where the deer was.
Spawned back.
I'm like, he spawned back and he's bigger. I still see that one laying over there, so I know it's not the same deer. And I put the binoculars on him, and I saw a lot of stickers going everywhere. He had some extra points, and instantly identified him as a deer I was trying to hunt last year. Only had one picture of him this year, like 600 yards away in velvet, September the 4th, something like that. So it's a month and a half since I've seen this deer. So I'm like, this is probably going to be the biggest deer that I've killed in the state of Arkansas. If I draw my bow and I shoot this deer, I just killed my first buck 8 minutes ago. My second buck tag is in my pocket. If I let this arrow go, I'm done. I'm done. I'm like, I know for a fact you can kill 2 bucks in the state of Arkansas on the same day. So I draw back, and it's getting dark, but I can see my pen. I'm still legal light, and I'm like, yeah, really big deer. Probably my biggest deer ever. And then I like move my release away. I'm like, do I really want to shoot this deer and my deer season be over? I'm like, you're an idiot. This is the biggest deer. You have to shoot this deer. So I shoot him and watch him on camera run 15, maybe 20 at the most.
Why did you question yourself so much?
Because I was about to be done for the year. October the 5th.
Still have doe
Do you
tags.
know how dumb that is?
What, to be done or to shoot the biggest deer you've shot so far?
My thought process. How stupid is that?
Yeah,
That I'm
that's why
thinking
I'm
about
trying to
not
get to the
shooting
bottom
this
of
deer.
it.
I know. I don't understand it. I don't know what was going on. So I finally came to my senses. It didn't take me too long. It took me a couple seconds. And yeah, I tagged out. So I'm trying to get a hold of Tyler. I finally get him on the phone. I'm like, dude, just shot a deer. He's like, I know, you texted me. I'm like, no, I shot another deer.
I got another one.
He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, really big deer. So I get down and, I forgot about the hog.
What's up, Steven?
So I get down to...
Steven, awesome? Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
I get down to go look at my arrows because the second deer I shot, I didn't see him with my naked eye go down. I got him on film going down, but I didn't realize it. So
there's number 2.
Take you a drink. High quality H2O.
That's right.
He's going to have water.
I'm going to have to pee here in 10 minutes because of you.
So I'm like, I just want to go see the arrow, look at blood, see what it looks like. So I get down, and the arrows are literally touching each other side by side. That's how close
Seriously?
the deer were. So I have no idea which arrow is which. But
Dang.
I had some blood going to the left. I watched the first one go down to the right. So I'm like, I'm just going to go to the edge and see if he's there. I take 2 steps and hear a branch break. I am basically standing in the bait pile where I was hunting. I look up and here comes about a 200-pound boar straight at me.
Right. Okay.
So I have my SIG on my side. I'm like, well, no sense of being quiet anymore because this dude's about to be in my lap. So I've
already tagged out.
Yeah, tagged out. I shot him a couple times. I'm like, well, time to go look for the deer now. So I walked over and I took a couple more steps and I saw him laying down and I freaked out. Biggest deer that I've killed in the state of Arkansas. He had trash everywhere. Really, really cool deer.
Yeah.
Couldn't be any more excited. And in my head, I'm so hyped up about the second deer that I shot. Like, I wasn't downplaying the first one on purpose, but it's like the second one was bigger.
Right.
And I didn't realize until that I got them side by side. I was like, oh, crap, this first one's pretty big, too. So it was a crazy, crazy afternoon in the deer woods for me.
So I don't know how to score deer. I mean, I get the theory of how you score them. Have you scored either one of those?
Yeah, the second one was right at 140.
Dang. That's a big deer.
And the first one was a big 8-point. I'm not exactly sure exactly what he scored. He wasn't that
You
big.
didn't score it, did you? You just did the big one.
I did the big one.
He's still
I don't blame you.
downplaying that
I don't
first
blame you.
one. He just, participated.
First was probably like 139 3/4 or something.
Yeah. So I'm going to shoulder mount the first one and then Euro mount, shoulder mount the second one, Euro mount the first one and put them together on the wall. It'll be really cool.
That will be
Have
cool.
them up there.
That'll be cool. So did you tag out last year?
Yes.
You did last year? Okay.
Yes. I killed my second buck in rifle season last year, and that's the first time. Was that a...
That was it.
That
Yeah,
counts.
Number 3.
Yeah. There it was.
Number 3.
So, yeah. Somebody else talk for a little bit because I'm struggling.
Well, I mean, we were just letting you get through your story.
You're not the only person that tagged out in the same day. Did you know that?
Who
Did I
else
tell you
did?
about that? Cameron Angerman tagged out in the
Y'all don't
same
tell me
day.
anything. I missed the last podcast and I had to listen back. Forrest got a boat. Barrett's deer hunting. Tyler didn't hold anything back from me. But other than that, I'm like, what is up with all this secret squirrel crap? I don't know anything that's going on in my friends' lives.
Well, I mean, you've been deer hunting till dark, and then you've been in Canada. I mean, it's not like we have
my
easy
phone
access
worked
to
in
you.
all of those places. Except for when I shot the deer and nobody would answer and I couldn't get home. My dad answered the phone.
Yeah, so Cameron, he did the same thing you did. He tagged out. He shot a smaller one first and then a bigger one not long after that.
That's cool.
And then Zach Flanagan recently shot his biggest
I saw that,
bow
dude.
buck to date and got it on
Good
camera.
deer.
Yeah, shout
Videoed
out
it.
to Zach. He called me when it happened, and I was at a live show with Ansley, and I had to shady button him for a second. I was like, "Hey, I'll call you."
That's why we don't call you.
I had to call you. I had to call you right back, and he sent me a video instantly.
Here's your tea.
Oh my goodness, Marissa! Thank
that
you so
looks-
much.
That's hot.
Thank you. Yeah, I am not drinking that anytime soon. But once it
Wuss.
cools off a little bit, what you mean, wuss?
Wuss.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not drinking that. Where was I? Oh, so Zach.
You can send smoke signals with that thing. Look at that. It's on fire.
It's just barely off camera.
Did Zach
So
send you the
he
video?
sends
Did
me
you
a
see the video?
He was like, "Do you think it's a good hit?" And I
Oh,
watch
Lord.
it, and I'm like, "Bro, why are you still in the tree? Go find your deer."
I
Like,
think he sent that to everybody.
But no, I mean like the actual edited video that he made. Have you watched it?
I have not watched the whole
It's
thing.
really
yet.
good.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
I was
excited to
proud of
watch
him.
it. Mhm.
Yeah, it was really good. I was
Yeah.
impressed.
But he called me and he's like, what happened? And that's exactly how I sounded when I was talking on the phone to Ansley and my dad when I killed that second buck. But yeah, I just love those phone calls, especially to get it on film by yourself. That's a feat of its own. So congratulations, Zach.
Yeah. Are yours on camera too?
Yeah, they were.
So are we going to have like a YouTube video of
Yeah.
everything that you did?
Yeah, it'll be on the Strut and Buck episode.
Nice. Very nice.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I will let you stop talking for a minute so you can, save it for when we talk about Canada here
I
in a
would
minute.
say I'd take a drink of this tea, but I may have to go home or to the hospital if I do that right now. It is hot.
Or you may not feel your throat anymore.
That's true.
I mean,
If it's a burn off, you can't feel it.
one or the other. So just to give you some rest real quick.
Thank you.
Let's get into everything that has changed in Arkansas over the last week or two. Because we went from October that was like desert, burn ban, nothing. And all of a sudden we've got the White River predicted to be up to 26 foot.
Yeah. I got it pulled up right now.
You've got it pulled up?
Yeah.
What's it showing right now?
So right now the river is at 11.9, and by the 13th, it's going to be at 26 feet.
Okay.
So I mean it's not a huge window to jump.
By the 13th, is that what you said?
Yep.
And
that's a minor flood.
And we have rain in the forecast for Saturday, and I believe the next weekend, if I remember right, there's more rain in the forecast. Mm-hmm. So, fingers crossed, if the weatherman gets everything right, it looks like the conditions for the state are going to be great as far as water's concerned.
Yeah, as far out as they go is November 16th, and they've got it predicted at 27 feet by the 16th, and that's not including, I guess, this next batch of rain.
No, it doesn't include
What are
that.
they calling temperature-wise? Do you know?
That was where the bad thing is. Yeah, go ahead and pull up weather since you can be our weatherman real quick.
I was helping with the youth hunt this weekend, and then we had some guests in town, and we were running around the woods, and I was sweating so much, and I'm so tired of it. It's November the 6th.
Exactly. That's where the concern is. That's where I was going to go. It's like, we've got the conditions.
Except for?
But we don't have quite the temperatures that we need. And I don't know how much snow Canada has had. I talked to a buddy from North Dakota, and he was talking like, man, we still are waiting on some of our ducks that are up in Canada at this point in time. He said I think he said they were 2 weeks behind what they were last year.
Yeah.
And last year was behind like the year before. So we're looking at these ducks are way postponed as far as, are delayed from when we want them to be here. But hopefully, if we can get a good cold front before opening weekend of duck season, which we still have plenty of time for that to happen. Still have plenty of time. Still have plenty of time for rain too. Fingers are crossed that this could be a really good opener. I'm always going to be the optimist, always. Maybe except for the last week of duck season. Until I'm not. But right now, fingers, toes, everything's crossed. Like, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to standing in water and not like on a lake somewhere or standing on the main channel of the river somewhere or something like that.
I'm going to jump my Canada story just a little bit because it pertains to what you said a second ago about your buddy in North Dakota. So we were up hunting in Alberta, and when we got there, we're talking to the guides. They're like, yeah, the ducks just haven't come down yet. We're like, what are you talking about? We came to Canada.
How much farther north can we go?
What do you mean they're not down yet? So it's just funny how duck hunters, even up there, they're like, haven't come down yet. They're not here yet.
That's crazy. I mean, they lied to you because I've seen the videos of what y'all did.
Yeah, they showed up.
All right, we got a question.
Okay, who is it? What they got?
It's Clay Morgan. He said, "What do you think is more important to set up for a good season? Having water early or weather?"
Water.
It depends. If you've got good weather and the birds are here, I mean,
they got to go somewhere.
You'll kill them, but you're going to blow them out of here. What was it? 3 years ago? We had really cold weather early, but there wasn't any water, and they were here for a week and a half, and then they were gone. Like, nobody was killing them.
Yeah. From my experience, it seems like when the White River gets out of its banks, hunting gets good. It may not stay good for a long time. They'll find somewhere to go because they have so much more ground to get to, but they don't leave the state near as fast.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one, I'd rather have more water on the landscape, especially at the beginning of season, because we still got the rest of season for them to show up. You have all the ducks at the beginning of season and no water. We'll shoot them for a weekend, and then they'll be in Louisiana or Mississippi or wherever else.
So you'd rather set the stage, capture that water early, and then have it for when they get here later.
Yeah, put the boards in.
The boards.
You good?
He says.
Yeah, the Game of Fish, they won't do that. They're not doing that to like the 15th at best, I think.
What did Steven say? Water to get away from pressure and move around, my opinion.
Yep. So we're talking about weather and water. So I'm looking at what the reported conditions are. Yesterday got almost an inch of rain.
Where are you looking?
Past 7 days. This is down around Clarendon or Stuttgart area is where this is. Last 7 days, 3.57 inches down there. Month to date, 1.44. So a month ago to the date, almost an inch and a half of rain. So
pretty pitiful for that month.
Average for the month of November is 4.18 inches.
We've already got more than that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the other thing is, it's not just like if we get rain there, that's fine and good, but we need rain north of there. And if you think about what happened in
You saw what I
north
sent
of
y'all.
Arkansas, northwest Arkansas, how much rain they got.
It was like 14 inches in some parts
exactly.
of the state.
It was ridiculous.
crazy.
That is going to go into what river? The White and the Arkansas.
Yeah,
those are the two that are going to get it. So,
Pop quiz.
yeah, pop quiz.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Well, Tyler hasn't been drinking anything.
Nope.
Or has he?
So anyhow, that's what we've seen. That's what, like, as far as I haven't been out scouting. I'm not in a position to be out scouting just yet or anything like that. But y'all two have been on the private property, setting the stage, getting stuff ready. How's the properties looking? How does that look as far as private ground is concerned?
So there are birds on every property I've been on. I mean, they're starting to show up. There's a lot of wood ducks and a lot of gadwalls, some mallards, kind of more and more starting to see them pick up more. Geese are, geese. They're everywhere.
Well, are you seeing many snows?
No.
That's telling.
That's when you know there's been a push, is when the snows start showing up. But no, I haven't seen very many.
They've
snows
usually
at all.
showed up a little bit by now.
Yeah.
Snows have.
But I'm gonna say down in that G Ridge area, that's probably the biggest concentration of ducks that I've seen.
Yeah.
In one area.
Okay.
And I mean, there are a bunch of pintails and stuff down in there. But G Ridge areas always gets those Halloween mallards, and they normally get a pretty good push. So it's coming. I mean, they're coming here, and they're just going to sit here and build, which is great. So,
well, what about as far as like y'all's landscape, water, food? How's everything setting up so far?
Setting up really good. I mean, we've had pumps running on a few properties for a week or so, 10, maybe more than that, maybe close to 2.5 weeks, and some guys were just getting
Still hot.
Stevie.
So we had some guys that were, just getting about halfway pumped up, and then this rain hit, and I mean, they were like, we are full pull. Like we're ready to put boats in the water and go ride around. And had some guys that we called and like, hey, I know you were holding off on putting water on stuff, but go ahead and throw your boards in, get ready, because if we catch this rain, then
Free water.
It's a whole lot cheaper than running that pump, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But let some of that vegetation kind of get weighed down and fall over, let the wind get on it, and that way it'll get a place for them birds to sit and get up off of just a plain field with some sheet water on it. Which, what was it, Tuesday afternoon? There was sheet water everywhere. Mm-hmm. What is today? I'm so confused.
Today's Wednesday.
Yesterday when we were driving
I looked
home.
for Thursday Night Football a while ago for 45 minutes till I realized it was Wednesday.
There is a good game on tomorrow, though.
Yeah,
Bengals and Ravens.
I was like, why is it not coming up? And I sit there and I was like, oh yeah, today's Wednesday. That's why.
Yeah.
So before you get into your stuff too, the other thing, since Clay Morgan's on here, Shin is grand opening is this Saturday. Is anybody going to show up to that? As far as whoever's listening, looks like it's going to be a really good time. Looks like the store looks amazing. I'm definitely going to be there. Reed has a BB gun shoot that morning, that day. I'm going to go during the morning, then get to the Shin deal in the afternoon.
I hate the weather for him, but I don't at the same time.
I don't think anybody's going to complain about the rain.
I know.
Yeah,
No.
they will gladly buy a rain jacket if they didn't bring one.
Yeah, they'll probably have a few extra on hand, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wish I was going to be able to be down there and go to that. That looks like it's going to be a cool time for sure.
Yeah. Is anybody going to show up? I can't see. Is anybody even commenting that they're going to be there? Or do we have any more
Nobody
questions?
said they're going or not. They
Not
said
yet.
sick
Okay.
or die.
Who said that?
I'm just kidding.
Oh. I was going to send him a high five.
It was actually Tyler that said it.
But, it's also a lot of people, maybe. I was going to say might be deer hunting because it's opening weekend of deer season, isn't it?
Yes.
Modern gun?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's this Saturday.
But if it's
know,
raining,
Well, then you can go to the
you can think of others,
Sorry.
Matt.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Gosh.
That's all he says every
Selfish.
time. I'm like, are you going to go back?
Selfish.
I'm tagged out.
I've never been able to say this before. That's it. Not true either. But Continue.
No, how about you continue?
What did Clay say? Boys working at the store say people are starting to camp out to be first in line tonight.
Holy cow.
It's Wednesday, fellas.
And it's how hot is it outside?
Are they doing giveaways? Take a drink.
The first 100 have the option, or I guess the first 100 there's a vest or something like that.
Gotcha.
I don't know. So we'll see.
I mean, I camped out for this duck call right here, so I get it.
I don't know. There's something. It might even be.
but
I
you
don't know
want
if
a
it's a
boat.
gunner kennel or something. They said there's 100 or something. So
100 gunner kennels?
no, actually, I think they did post that it's a vest and it's got a decal on it, or not a decal,
Clay,
a patch on it.
What is it, Clay?
Clay probably knows.
I ran into Clay at the state fair a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He's fun to hang out with.
We didn't hang out. We just said what's up, and he went to his seat. I went to mine.
Good Lord. Yeah, but no, the vest looks really good. I think they posted it yesterday. But yeah, that's going on.
Yep.
We've got the conditions have changed. You mentioned Canada.
Yeah.
So you went up to Alberta
I went to Alberta.
for how many days?
We flew in Sunday, hunted all day Monday, all day Tuesday, hunted Wednesday morning, and flew
And
home.
this was your second time to go, right?
I've never been to Canada.
Oh, I thought
before.
you'd been to
No.
Canada.
Nope.
Okay. No,
Well,
you've never
not
been
duck
to
hunt- not duck hunting.
Not duck hunting.
Right.
What else would you
How
do up
was it?
Filming bear hunts.
Oh.
How was it? Like when I want to start from the beginning. So like flying in, did you see like the landscape where you could see out the window?
Not on the last leg in. I let Noah, which is Ben's son, have the window seat, so I didn't get to see Canada flying in. But
Gotcha.
It was beautiful. We got to the airport, and shout out to Mr. Steve. He picked us up, and I don't know if he was a Canadian NASCAR driver in a previous life or what, but when he hit those gravel roads, something, we said flipping a switch with the deer, something
Yeah.
flipped a switch in his mind, and we were either going to get there quick or we were going to meet Jesus, one of the two. But we were
There's
going,
no speed limit on the gravel roads in Canada, huh?
Wherever you were going, you're going to be
we
the
were
first
going to
one
be
to
the
see the
first
accident.
ones there. So we
Clay said they're giving away wax canvas bottomland shell vest and with its very own Stuttgart patch on it.
Yeah. I don't know that they're giving them away. I don't think they're
they'll
giving
be
them.
there, huh?
Are they gonna
But
be in
there's
line for
only
it?
100 of them with the patch.
So
And they'll have more
So
without the patch.
it's like the turkey vest that Mossy Oak did. You
Yeah.
just have to be in line to buy it.
Yeah, and I think that's the only ones that they're doing. So there'll be 100 of them. I'm sure there will be some for sale on Facebook for an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clay corrected me. He said, "Oh, not for sale, not in sale."
Not on sale. They are not on sale.
So they're not discounted.
I doubt
Gotcha.
it. I
Yeah.
doubt it.
Yep.
Not saying that in a mean way. I just, why would they do that?
No, I wouldn't either. So Sunday night we get there, have dinner, get to our rooms, and wake up Monday morning to go out on the first hunt. So they are laying on backboards in the middle of a snow goose spread, and I'm in a
Because you're filming.
yeah, because I'm
blind.
filming layout blind. Thank you. It's covered up because everybody thinks that cameras flare birds. Cameras don't flare birds, but if you think that and you're going to put me in an enclosed layout blind while everybody else is laying on their backs, cameras flare birds 100%. I need that layout blind every time I go to Canada. They were freezing. But I went up there with Ben Wellens and his son, Justin Lowry, who works with us, was up there.
Here's another one.
Take a drink. If you're just tuning in, I am sick. So every voice crack, take a drink. There's another one. And then Q-Tip from Migra Ammunitions, who
Can I? Why is his
Delta.
nickname Q-Tip?
I'll let him tell you that. I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to tell his secrets. He'll tell you.
What if I never meet him?
Oh,
Did you
don't
not meet him at Delta?
No, I didn't get to officially meet him. No.
I got you. So he was up there. We had a couple client friends with us too, and we got into the snow geese that first morning, and they were coming and tornadoing and all kinds of stuff. It was incredible. I haven't done a ton of that type of goose hunting just because it's so much work, and by the time the conservation season gets here in Arkansas, I'm pretty much over it. I may go on one, but snow geese started flying, had a couple groups of mallards and pintail come in. It wasn't very many ducks that morning.
It's really weird to me that like you go up there and target snow geese? Because down here, I feel like that's the least targeted thing until conservation season.
I know. Up there, it's just whatever.
Do they act totally different? Is that one of the reasons?
Yeah, they're pretty dumb. I mean, if you see them, they're coming in for the most part. At
All
least
the
they
dumb
were
ones
that
get
morning.
killed up there.
That's
At least
what it
they were
is.
that morning. Or our guide was just really good. One of the two.
Yeah.
That's my only.
Can y'all run an
experience up
e-collar?
there. Yes,
Okay.
I think we can. We were. I hope we can.
Well,
I'm just
too
kidding.
late now.
I'm kidding, yeah.
We can't edit.
Yeah, we were. So that was fun. Shot a couple ducks in there. Wind was blowing like crazy. It was cold, and we finished up. On the way back to the lodge, they're like, "All right, we found the ducks for this afternoon. We're gonna eat lunch, charge your batteries. We're gonna try to turn around in 30 minutes and go hunt." I was like, "Well, there goes my nap. That sucks." So we head out, set up A-frames on a cut field. I can't remember what it was. It was like a wheat field or something. And the ducks were there. They started flying late, but they just didn't like the setup. Wasn't a ton of time to make adjustments there by the time they started flying. So we killed a couple geese and then take a shot.
I'm almost out of water.
30 ducks. We had a giant group of people hunting with us that afternoon.
How many?
18 guns, I believe. Which I was like, "Can I have my layout blind again?" I let them stay in the A-frames, and I'm like, "I'm gonna go over here and get footage." I'm like, "I'm gonna go over here and not get shot." Y'all have fun
Exactly.
with that many people in the blind.
Golly, that's a lot of people.
Ethan Mathis good night, asked if we're ready for some greenheads. I'll
Yes.
get here in a minute.
Dude. Big time.
So we have a big group come in, and then the guide gets a phone call from one of the other guides because they were coming back to help shuttle everybody back. We couldn't all fit in one truck. Obviously, there were 18 people.
Look like a clown car.
And they're like,
out of there.
"The feds are at the gate. They're coming." So the guy was like, "All right, boys, here come the feds. Y'all better get all your stuff out, get all your licenses. Let's go ahead and unload the guns. There are still birds flying, but let's just be safe, get everything ready." So they come up over the hill, and they do their...
They have their lights on?
No, they didn't.
They weren't serious then.
They were being sneaky.
They were being sneaky. They got caught at the gate, though. Excuse me. So they pull up in, and they start doing game warden stuff and being friendly, but trying to trap you with questions and separating people and pulling the kid away from the group. And, "Hey, young man, how are you doing?" "Good." And butter him up. "So how many did you kill this afternoon?" And I was like, "Well, I killed 1 duck and 1 goose." I was like, he's truthful. Attaboy. So he wasn't like, "I killed every single one."
I killed every one of them birds.
I'm like, we're all going to jail if that happens. So we were all legal. We all had everything we needed to. The feds get done checking us. And then there was a state guy there too. And he's like, "All right, now it's my turn." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I need to check everybody." I'm like, your buddy just checked us." He's like, "No, we don't work together. That's totally separate." So we had to go through the whole process again.
Really?
Everybody had to go one at a time. All 18 of us go through, and he checked us, and we were good. And I just walked up to that guy first. I'm like, I just want to get it over with. So while they were doing all that, I start piling all of the birds up for a picture after the fact. And I get done piling them up. The guy watches me do every single bird, line them up. We're chatting a little bit even, I think. I know I was talking to one of them. He was super cool. And then I get done. He was like, "All right, who killed what?" I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." He's like, "Yep, in Canada, we don't just pile up birds and then, like, we have to know exactly who killed what." So Justin was like, he kind of spoke up. He was like, "The limit's 8 ducks and 8 geese. Nobody grab more than that." So so people.
Oh my gosh.
People got a pile. He went around and counted every single one of them up. He's like, "All right, y'all are good." I was like, "Sir, can I take a picture now?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Perfect." I'm like, "You watched me do every single one of these."
You said, "No, I mean with you. Like, take a selfie with you."
We were trying to get them to take pictures. They're like, "No, we don't do that. We don't do that." Which I did get them in a couple pictures in the background. It was pretty funny.
you did.
But yeah, so that was an experience. Luckily,
Good Lord.
not luckily, because I mean we were legal. We knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And so nobody got in trouble. Even the other group that was there, everybody was good.
Where were they from?
All over the place.
Okay.
Some of them were from Baton Rouge. Yeah, take a drink. I'm gonna take a drink too. Ask me another question while I take a drink.
Baton Rouge, boy, it went a long way. Which I mean, I guess you did too.
And then,
So this was just day one.
That was day one. There was a guy there from California also. He didn't live in San Francisco. That's where he flew out, but he's a big duck hunter out there. He was really cool. Turned out his name was Jake. At the end of the trip, when I got his number, I was just calling him Callie all week. He handed me his phone because he hunted with us again on the last hunt, and I took some pictures of him. And he put his number in my phone, and I'm like, please put your name, please put your name. And he didn't. He handed me the phone back. I said, Callie, I got to be honest with you. I have no idea what your name is. So he was Jake. He's super cool. We started following each other, and we stayed in contact. They had a pretty good opener out there in California, but that's jumping way ahead.
Did he kill any cinnamon teal? That's all we care about.
Nope, no cinnamon teal that I saw. So yeah, that was day one.
That was day one. Day one. Lots of geese. Shot some ducks.
Some ducks. Cold, windy, tired, no nap.
How far were y'all from like the big city?
We were an hour from the airport.
And was the airport in a big town?
We flew into Edmonton.
That's a big town.
I don't know if it's a big town or not.
They're big enough to have a hockey team.
Okay, it's a big town. we went from the plane to the Suburban and we took off. We didn't really stop in sightsee or anything.
I was just curious how if y'all had like gone out there or if you were remotely close to a big town. So did y'all see many other outfitters and other hunters?
No. So Tyler, you can help me with this, and you may know too. The way it's set up, they have permits for like certain regions and sections. So there's only one or two outfitters in that entire area. I don't know how big the area is, but no, we didn't see anybody else.
Interesting. Just wanted to know.
Do you have a hidden motive for that question?
No, you answered the question. That's all I wanted to know. I've never been to Canada. I've talked to people that have been there. I've talked to a lot of people that say they never see anybody, and talked to one person that said they see a lot of people. Actually, I don't think I've talked to them. I just heard that.
No, we didn't see any other hunters. The only other people we saw were the feds and that state guy. Okay. Which the outfitters were like, how did they know we were out there? So I don't know if somebody called on us or what.
Right.
It was just weird. They said they never see, especially drink.
The other one?
They never see the feds and the state. I'm saying state. That's not the right term, but that's
Province.
what we would call them. Yeah.
Providence, whatever it is.
Whatever. They never see them working together.
Providence is a city.
It's the name of a city?
Yeah. I think
Rhode Island?
Rhode Island, yeah. Dumb and Dumber.
Anyway, they never see them working together, so it was super strange, they said, for them to be together. So.
Okay. Well, let's get off of that day. Let's move to the next day.
Time on day one.
Let's move to the next day. So we're looking at day 2. You said the weather's cold. You've got cold.
Yes.
Do you have snow, water, rain, anything? Is it just cold?
No snow, no water. Water didn't come into play until the second afternoon. So we'll talk about morning of day 1 first. We set up
morning of day 2.
Morning of day 2. Yeah, we're not going back into day 1. I'm sorry.
He just wants to go back and live in day 1.
They knew it was going to be a goose hunt, a lot of lessers, some speckle bellies, but that was kind of the goal. We're going to go hunt a goose feed and then try to find some ducks for the afternoon.
Okay.
So we killed a good amount of geese. We didn't limit out or anything that morning, but we had a fun shoot, and we were just kind of already like, we're tired from yesterday. Geese stopped flying. There's no reason to sit here for another 2 hours and hope one comes by. Let's go by, get a sandwich, get a nap, and get ready for the afternoon. So we got a phone call that they found the ducks. The ducks are here. We're like, sweet. And they found them 15 minutes from the lodge.
Even better.
Longer nap. Let's go. So we...
Where have y'all been looking this whole time?
Yeah, I know.
If they're 15 minutes from the house.
So there was I don't know if I'd call it a river, but a big creek, slough, whatever.
Okay.
In the area. And they were just piling into that, sitting in the middle of the day, resting, coming out to the fields. So we set up in A-frames. It was just our group that evening. So I was in the A-frame with us. I didn't go off to the side in my layout line, take a drink.
Yep. If there's anybody still listening and participating in that game, they are asleep by now.
They're done. So the ducks started flying, and they did not stop flying. It was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen before. I will go back to Canada and do that as many times as I possibly can until the day that I die.
Nice. It was a show.
It was a life-changing experience, and some people may think that's stupid or weird, but, I mean, if you do what we do, you kind of understand.
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Everybody has that one hunt that they think back on that the ducks just did it right, and that's one of my top hunts now. They were tornadoing, coming in by the hundreds. You'd shoot into them, go out there, pick them up. Here comes another one. Here comes another one. Here comes another one. And we look up and we're limited out with like an hour and a half left of daylight.
Wow.
And people start picking up. And I'm like, can we just give it a second? They're like, sure, whatever. Do whatever y'all want to. So I just sat there with the camera. Everybody stayed in the blinds. We didn't call. The spinners were still going. And for probably 30 minutes, we just watched them.
Really?
Watched them. And take a drink. One of the guys that's been hunting his whole life, we looked over and like he wasn't crying, but just kind of tearing up a little bit. Like
really,
it was a special afternoon.
That's cool.
They're like, well, we're 15 minutes from the camp. We're going to come back here in the morning, leave everything, grab your guns, let's go back home, eat dinner. So we did it again the next morning, and it was the exact same thing.
Wow.
Just ducks and ducks, and they were coming from that river. Sun was rising up behind them. Beautiful sunrise, pink, purple, orange, all the colors, and they were just coming in waves and waves and waves, and it was incredible.
What mallards, pintails, just everything?
Mallards and pintails. I think we killed one widgeon,
Very nice.
which I was expecting to kill a lot more off of the conversations that we've had, but maybe they hadn't come down yet, Tyler. Maybe they just hadn't come down yet.
All those are in Saskatchewan. None of them are in Alberta.
Okay. Yeah, that's where they were.
You mentioned spinners. How many spinners did y'all have out?
3 or 4.
Okay. I was curious. I didn't know if it was going to be like, you can feel the breeze off of all the spinners or if it was just a few like that.
No, there were 3 or 4 in front of us, mainly silhouettes, what they were hunting.
Really?
And then maybe a dozen full bodies. That was all.
How many decoys did y'all have out?
A couple hundred.
Okay.
And then some geese sprinkled in there. But yeah.
Were the geese silhouettes too?
Yes.
Or full body? They were silhouettes too?
They may have had 3 full bodies sitting in a little triangle over there, but the rest of them were all silhouettes.
Okay.
Which when I flew it with the drone, it looked really good. I was impressed.
That would be interesting to look
I thought
at.
it just looked like a bunch of stick figures out there.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But it looked good.
It looks good.
I got to fly with a group of ducks coming into the decoys. They let me fly with them. It was really, really cool. I'll post that at some point.
I haven't even seen that. So
Yeah, all this secret stuff, man. Quit keeping secrets. My gosh.
I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I am one of y'all.
And that was just day 2, right? And then day 3, y'all went back and
That's
shot them
the
again the
morning
next
of
morning.
Morning of day 3.
Morning
we
of day
went back,
3.
did the same thing, and then we called it like a limit short because we had to get back to the airport. But
Gotcha.
It's incredible, man. Y'all have to do it. Y'all have to go up there and experience that at least once.
Well, one day, hopefully.
We're going to.
Fingers crossed, toes crossed,
We're gonna
everything.
do it.
I mean, I would love to, but also I would like to shoot them, but it's also like what you did. Y'all just sat there and watched that many just big groups.
Yeah.
I would want to see like how close can we get all these birds? How close do you think we can actually get them?
And a lot of those big groups weren't landing there at the end, but it wasn't because of the spinners or the decoys. It's because I was just stuck out in the middle with my camera.
Your camera got camera flared everything.
It wasn't the camera flaring birds. It was me because I was out of the blind, just in the middle of it all, taking it all in, getting as many shots as I could.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it was great. And y'all understand this if you've hunted long enough with a group of people. Even some of those guys like Q-Tip, I met him at Delta, but that's the first time I've really spent any time with him, and Lane. I've hunted with Justin a lot, but it's amazing when you have those experiences together, how quickly it bonds you. Mm-hmm. Like we've all kept in touch. I'm texting with Q-Tip all the time. Take a drink, take another drink. But yeah, just when you get in those scenarios, the friendships, how quickly they are solidified. And even like Jake Callie, my man out in California, staying in contact with him is just really, really cool.
Yeah. I mean, hunting brings people together.
Quickly.
Really good hunts bring people together too.
Yeah. So, it was a cool experience. Like I said, I want to do it again and again and again.
Has the itch for duck season, did it make it worse? Did it slow it down a little bit? How did that work?
It made it worse for about a week, and then I stepped off the plane in Little Rock, and it was literally 90 degrees at 7 p.m. I was like, I either want to go back to Canada or I want to go in the air conditioning. So,
was there anything that you picked up on in Canada, learned something new, used something different that you'd never used?
That was my first experience duck hunting in dry fields. So
Okay.
that was new for me. That was really cool. I wouldn't really say there were any tactics that they did differently. But yeah,
Okay.
like we were mainly calling. So that was fun. Blew a pond creek in Alberta.
Well, good. I'm glad. I saw the picture. The picture was really good. I appreciate that, by the
Absolutely.
way. I'm just so jealous right now that you've been duck hunting. That's really all that it is.
Oh, also, not tips or techniques, but equipment wise, I shot the Migras for the first time. And man, I was super impressed with them.
12 gauge or 20?
I was shooting a 20 gauge at those geese.
What 20 gauge were you shooting?
I borrowed one of Ben's Benelli's. So I was shooting a Super Black Eagle.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to shoot that gun this year. I'm going to go to his safe and I'm not letting him have
Did he have a choke tube in it?
Yes. I don't know what he had, like what brand. I think it was a full choke.
See, this is hilarious because if I was to shoot a new gun and I shot it well, I'd want to know everything about it. Like
Yeah.
the barrel length, what kind of choke tube it was, what kind of constriction it was. Like, I'd want to know everything. Matt's like, no, I'll just go grab that same gun and just shoot it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What was on the pole? Kill is going to kill. It doesn't matter. Just hand it to me. I'm just
It's
kidding.
Canada,
I'm kidding.
bro.
I'm kidding.
Still got to
little
hit them.
bit.
So what load were y'all shooting?
We were shooting the Migra 2.4 stack.
Sweet.
Was everybody running 20 gauges?
Yes, everybody.
Sweet.
There wasn't a 12 gauge in the blind, except for when Jake hunted with us that one day. He had a 12 gauge. But
He was like, what am I doing with my
yeah,
life?
Jake. It was funny. The first group he hunted with, they weren't inexperienced. I'm not going to say that. They just haven't hunted as much as we have. So those ducks would come in, and you have a bunch of killers in a blind. If you want to kill something, you better pull up and kill. So first couple groups came in. He was beside me. He was just kind of taking his time, and then everybody's dry by the time he shoots his first one. He's like, dang, y'all are quick. I'm like, bro, if you want to kill something, you better go because we ain't waiting on you. But we had a really good time.
Did he speed up?
He did.
He got it figured out?
Yeah.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
He was probably quick shooting everybody in
I'm sorry that he
California.
had to hunt with y'all, but whatever.
No, we had a really good time with him. He was
So the 2.4, it's just a straight steel, right?
Yes.
It wasn't steel and TSS or anything like that?
yeah, it's
Just
that
like this
It's
stuff?
that box right there.
Oh, okay. 1 ounce, 1350 feet per second, 3-inch. So I've shot those before too, out of my Benelli M2 20 gauge, and it likes those.
Yeah, and
Just a regular modified choke, not even anything, just factory choke.
And Q-Tip was saying to shoot the improved cylinder choke with these loads just because how tight
A 20 gauge is already tight, so going back to an improved cylinder.
that's what he was saying to shoot.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be basically like shooting a mod
Yeah,
But I mean,
out of a 12 gauge.
that first morning, 20 gauge in the dry field snow goose hunting. I mean, we were folding geese. It was incredible. I was like, well, I'm a believer.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
But you're not going to go buy one. You're just going to go steal one. That's all
I'm
you're
talking
gonna
about the shells.
do. No. I'm talking about 20 gauge.
No, I'm not going to buy one.
All right. So,
Hey,
do we
Leo.
have any questions or anything?
No, but your wife's here.
Aw.
I think your wife's here.
My wife is?
She was.
Uh-oh.
Yep, she's still there.
So, this is what we're going to do. We've got just about 10 minutes left. I want to hear what we have left to do to prepare for duck season.
Okay.
Apparently, Tyler has a lot.
Dude, I've got
And then
I need to steal a gun.
one thing everybody's excited about for duck season, because the next episode that we're going to do is going to come out the Wednesday before opening of duck season, and that is going to be strictly hype. Let's talk about duck season. Be excited. So, what have y'all got?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I've got to go register my boat. I sold my boat, I don't know, back during the summer.
Yep.
And
The stump jumper.
I'm just so busy. I haven't had time to go and get it re-registered or registered in my name. So I've got to do that before season, which is great because, it's Monday through Friday, 8 to, I don't know, 4 or 5, whatever time they close.
Can I interrupt you with a story about a Canadian DMV when we were up there?
Sure.
Absolutely.
So our guide, the Jetta. I didn't talk about the Jetta. If you saw a picture that I posted, we were hunting out of a Volkswagen Jetta, and that dude was bad across those dry fields. Like
Really?
That's that pewter car y'all were driving?
Steve ain't got nothing on the Jetta. Like I just thought that Suburban was taking us to camp in a hurry. They were taking us to the blind in a hurry.
So it was one of their cars?
It was one of their cars. He had just
that was y'all's rental car.
No, he bought it from he bought it from the guy that ran the outfit. So he was like, "This is the last day that I can go on these temp tags. I have to go get a plate." He's like, "Y'all can still ride with me, but I have to go to the DMV." I'm like, "Man, I ain't riding to the DMV with you. It's going to take 3 hours. I'm used to it here." He's like, "No, it's not that bad." We pulled up to the DMV. He didn't even make it through 2 songs on the radio. That dude was back in the car with the license plate. So, like, I'm not going to move to Canada for that by any means, but maybe we can learn something from their DMV.
So ducks and the DMV.
Ducks
That's
and the
all
DMV.
Canada has on the U.S.
That's
right
it, because, I mean...
That's pretty
you
stout
got
argument.
you got to plan an afternoon if you have to go to the DMV.
Oh, yeah. So I've got to
Sorry
get
to
that
interrupt you.
done. I've got to get that done. Ben's, we were out checking water Tuesday in the rain and checked my waders. They don't have any leaks in them. Rain jacket still works good. No leaks in it. So I feel good about that. Just got to pack my bag, throw some shells in, and figure out where we're going. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
One thing you're excited about.
Oh, what am I excited about? I'm excited about this dog over here.
Oh, obviously, yeah. That's too easy of an answer.
Okay.
She is sprawled out in that
Forgot
kennel.
she was in here.
Yeah.
Old Roo dog.
She's going to be good.
She's been fun to have out on job sites.
Dude, she's a hoot.
I've dropped her tailgate a couple times without telling you and let her out and just run around in the yard with her. Put her back up.
Yeah, I was out on a project checking water one day and I was pulling some boards to let water off the upper end of the field, and I turn around and she is hot lapping it through this water, and it's probably like shin deep water out in this field. I mean, she's just as fast as she can run, and then all of a sudden she just like rolls. Like I don't know if she stuck her foot in the ground or was just goofing off, but she was rolling. And her and Lima, which is Justin's dog, they've been training together. They got them out the other day together, and those two fools were like just picking each other up and body slamming each other.
Oh my gosh.
Playing so hard. But I'm super excited about getting her out, and just watching her learn through the season, kind of put the pieces together, getting to hunt with Owen and Huck and learn the ropes of everything. So it's gonna be a busy season. It's gonna be a fun season.
Mm-hmm. So. Your turn.
I don't really have a ton to get ready at this point because Canada was a good kickstart for me. I already have my bag packed, all the gloves, everything. I brought my calls to you for you to tune up a little bit for me before we start. So that's really the only thing I have left. I need to make sure I have all my stamps in my Ziploc bag that I keep.
Yeah.
And
so I've only got one stamp.
It's all electronic now.
So why do they send me one? But I got to keep that
for
one
the
on.
collector's deal.
So I don't have
So
to
you
keep
don't even have to
one
keep
on.
I don't
federal
think
this
you
year?
have to keep the federal
I thought
on
you
you.
had
I
to
think
keep
it's
the Fed.
electronic now.
Cool.
I thought you had to keep that Fed on you.
You used to. I think it's all electronic now. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Go do your due diligence.
Make sure you got your hip permit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one other thing. I gotta get my call down to actually blow it before season starts.
I could blow my call right now, but I barely have any air, as you can tell by my voice tonight. So it wouldn't do me any good. I'm gonna let the champion work on my calls for me.
Yeah.
And then one thing I'm excited about, we were joking about the 20 gauge earlier, but I am excited to go to a sub gauge. I've been shooting a 12 gauge for years. I even shot a 10 gauge for a long time when I was a kid. So going to the 20, my mindset's always been like, why would you shoot a 20 when you can have a 12? Or why would you limit yourself? And then I go up there and shoot a 20 gauge. I'm like, oh, I'm not handcuffing myself
No.
at all. And this is way lighter. It doesn't kick as much. I'm excited for the sub gauge.
20 gauge is fun. When I switched to a 20, I never really wanted to go back to a 12. I'll go to a 12 like if we're hunting something really open, got a lot of wind or shooting geese or something, I'll go to a 12. But most of the time, I'm going to shoot that 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then just living vicariously through you guys with your dogs. It'll be fun to see them all work together.
Hey, did you say one thing you're excited about? Look forward to?
Shooting a 20 gauge.
Shooting 20 gauge. Okay.
What about you over there?
I have got to get dang near everything ready. I've got to get the boat motor put on the boat. We still working on Peepaw's putting the electrical stuff on the boat. Should get that in a week or two, and then get the motor put on it. Probably go running around Brewer and might fish.
15 days away from season at this point.
I'll get it the week before season's probably.
You got a paddle?
No, I got a trolling motor on it though.
Attaboy.
Been there, done that. I know how that works. But
you can't pass on in the WMAs. You're going to be front of the line with a trolling
no,
motor.
I will not be front of any line. I'm way too scared, and I don't ever want to be in the front of the line. Anyhow, I'm excited to hopefully have water. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I'm excited about. I would like to go see some stuff I haven't seen, chase some ducks around. Like that's what I'm the most excited about. I don't know if that's what I'm the most excited about. I'm ready to watch my dog work. But I've got to get the boat. That's the main top priority, getting the boat ready to go so that I'm ready for opening day. Got decoys that I've got to unbox and get ready. I've got new decoys and get those ready to go. So,
do you have a spot picked out in your mind where you want to go opening day yet?
I actually do, somewhere in Arkansas.
I didn't want you to tell everybody. I'm just saying yes or no.
Lord, no.
Okay.
I am between 2 NWRs and about 6 WMAs. Okay.
So it's wide open.
It is wide friggin' open. Yeah.
I don't know if you had a spot. Like, if it has water, I've always wanted to go here opening day. It's a special place. I don't care if there's 1 duck or 1 million ducks. That's where I want to be.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I would like to be in the metro because I like it there.
Yeah.
But also, there's that part of me of like, dude, I bet if it's got water, I would imagine that
they may go from the Shin store straight to line. I mean, they're already out there camping.
They're already there. Yeah,
it's possible. It's possible. But yeah, that's about it. No other questions that we've got on there.
No, Clay said that he checked in and confirmed they are camped out in front of the store already.
Good for them. Enjoy it.
You got to save that vacation time for duck season. We can't be camping out and wasting.
Hey, maybe they work remote. I don't know. Good for them. If they're that hung up on it and ready to go, rock on, buddy. I'm not going to shame you for it.
Tyler Dostal, my buddy's watching. What's up, Tyler?
But if that's all y'all got, we're almost at that hour limit. So
thanks for bearing with us.
Thanks for bearing with us. The next episode, it'll be
it's time.
The Wednesday before duck season. Oof, we will pretty well know the conditions. Probably been some scouting done. Gonna have an idea of where we're going, plans, everything.
It's here, fellas.
Hopefully by Wednesday before we've got the plans laid out of where we're going.
Never mind. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
See ya.